on India Upfront.
Thanks indeed. Viewers, that was a shocking video, wasn't it? I just hope the Indian government takes it up with the American government and justice is done there. But the big news of the day, viewers, coming out of the Congress party, or at least disgruntled elements within the Congress party. Viewers, it's always a bad idea to mix sports with politics, but today I'm going to draw from a creating an analogy. What do astute team managers do with a player who moves slowly in the field? In other words, a player who's a poor fielder. They hide them in the deep, in the outfield, where the ball may not travel often in his or her direction. Today, the managers of the Congress have a similar quandary to resolve. They have a bad performer in their midst. The poor performer, however, comes from a family that is synonymous with the Congress. You can't drop him at all from the team. The poor performer, you guessed it, is Rahul Gandhi. His credentials are allegedly so underwhelming that even a loyalist of the Gandhi family, like Ghulam Nabi Azad, who has served successive Congress presidents for 50 years almost, has today exited the Congress, expressing his deep disregard for the Congress scion Rahul Gandhi. Azad's observations are scathing, to say the least. Here is what he said. Rahul demolished existing consultative mechanisms in the Congress. His tearing up government ordinance shows how immature Rahul is. His childish behavior subverted the authority of the Prime Minister and the government. Recommendations lying in AICC storerooms for 9 years. The recommendations presumably relate to reform in the Congress and the Congress system. Under Rahul, Congress has lost 39 out of 49 assembly elections. Remote control model has demolished UPA's integrity. Sonia became a figurehead. Rahul and a coterie are taking all the decisions. It's quite a lengthy letter, viewers. We've taken excerpts from it. He's not alone. Several other Congress stalwarts today have also echoed Mr. Azad. They exited the party over the last few years, and all of them are singling out Rahul Gandhi's leadership or the coterie as the party's greatest liability, the coterie that props him. Listen to this.
If you read the Ghulam Nabi Azad letter and the letter I wrote in 2015, you will get lot of similarity. Everybody knows that Rahul Gandhi is an immature, whimsical and unpredictable leader. As a result, what happened? The people who were loyal to the party or who are loyal to the party, they are deserting one by one.
This situation was entirely avoidable, considering the fact that there have been many serious discussions. The understanding was not honored.
The Indian National Congress decision-making body is now coterie heavy, cabal heavy, and not well-meaning leaders heavy. The well-meaning leaders, people who give their blood and sweat, selflessly work for the Congress party, are being in a very systematic and a sinister manner being elbowed out of the party.
This was always on the cards, viewers. Mr. Azad was always looking at the exit door, especially after he became part of a group of dissenters within the Congress. They numbered 23. That number has been shrinking. Why is that number shrinking? That number is shrinking because this entire group feels that the Congress today is being mismanaged by Rahul Gandhi, and that he doesn't have it in him to take this party forward into the next decade and the next century. Viewers, It isn't as if, despite all these warnings, despite the senior leaders expressing themselves in different forums, even beyond the party, that the managers, the present managers, you can call them the coterie if you want, are listening. And neither are they willing to admit that there might be a problem. In fact, they say that those who have quit the Congress are feckless opportunists out to tug the family that gave them posts and made them household names. Now, viewers, it could be true. There might be some among them who are looking at greener pastures. But there remained a group, it's called the Group of 23, as I just told you, that did not leave the party when the opportunity presented itself. They stuck on and they kept sending messages, they kept speaking out, they kept writing letters to no avail. To say that Ghulam Nabi Azad is an opportunist might be stretching it a little too far in this context. For about a year and a half, 2 years, he's been making his views very public, very well known. So let's for a moment test this opportunism defense that the Congress is putting against the weight of hard facts. Hard facts, viewers, that you always get on India up front so that you find yourself getting closer to the truth. As you know, viewers, every good argument is based on a hard fact. So let's dissect Rahul's record. Under his leadership, the Congress lost resoundingly the 2019 Lok Sabha polls. Now this was on the back, viewers, of demonetization that caused or wreaked havoc economically, slowed down India's growth dramatically at a time when actually things were looking upwards. If there was an opportunity to win an election, that was the time. Rahul Gandhi blew it. In fact, viewers, the Congress party shrank even further. Subsequently, he lost 39 out of 49 assembly polls. The party was under his command. He was directing the campaign. He was strategizing the campaign. Rahul then goes on to lose in the family bastion of Amethi, prized Amethi. 39 years, the Congress was triumphant there, but he lost it. In 2014, Congress was ruling 14 states before Rahul took over. Currently, it's ruling only 2 states under Rahul's leadership or proxy leadership. Marginal coalition partners in 2 states under Rahul's leadership or tutelage, because, viewers, the Congress may say he's not the leader, it's his mother who's the leader. But then as an ordinary general secretary, one among half a dozen or so, how can he be leading, orchestrating, planning the Bharat Jodo Yatra? What standing, what locus standing does he actually have? Those are fundamental questions, viewers. Now, if Rahul's record, as the facts bear out, is so uninspiring as some Congress stalwarts now believe and are saying so openly, including Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad in his letter, why haven't the party's managers acted by hiding Rahul somewhere? Ideally, he could be promoted up, a kind of non-playing captain, a chairman emeritus, if you please. This is a fundamental question. The other one, of course, is, will the Congress finally now admit Rahul's failure and start planning a contingency around him? Let's open this up, viewers.